Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to draw your monthly support and resistance areas, also known as your monthly key levels. So what you need to do is you go to the monthly time frame firstly, as you can see. So make sure you are on the monthly time frame, right? Once you are on the monthly time frame, all you do is you look at your charts and you look at an area no more than 12 months back. You don't want to look further than 12 months. So what I used to do in the beginning, so that I never used to look back further than 12 months, I used to look at, you can see here right at the bottom, see here, see the gray bar, shows you the date. So we are now in, say, May, April. So April 2017 is good enough. Okay, cool. So basically you want to be looking in this block, okay? For your, you don't want to really go far back. You don't want to go back to, support and resistance back in 2008 or 2016. So now that you know more or less what area you're going to look in for where your support levels are, you're going to delete that rectangle. And all you're going to do is you're going to make sure your crosshairs are on. So if your crosshair is not on, put your crosshair on like that. And then just start at the top and basically glide your finger down slowly and wait for your crosshair to line up with 3 or more weak areas. Now I'm going to say that again. Move your crosshair down until it lines up with 3 or more weak areas, right? So if I take my crosshair and I move it down, boom, just here, 1, 2, 3 weak areas. But all of these candles are back in 2015, so it's too far back. So all I do is I go further down, further down. Okay, cool. So there we have 2 weak areas, not valid. Move it further down, further down. Uh, Boom, over here. If you line it up like that, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the first two are, they more or less just out, like these two, they're out of our 12-month rule. So what you want to do is you then carry down further, further, and then right over here, just here, let me actually grab my horizontal line tool and place it just there. Just look at that. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 week areas, and this is from the 2nd of October 2017. If you look further back, you can see 1st of September 2016. It was respected, and even back in 2008. And we actually found it no looking no further back than 12 months ago. So as you can see, this was October last year, November, December, March, April, May. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas. But if you look over the whole region, it was actually quite, look at this, quite a strong support area, even back to 2003. Now, one thing you guys need to understand about the Forex market is that history repeats itself over and over again. As you can see clearly, that this level that was now acting as resistance was support back in 2003. So, once you have this level set up, okay, you want to place it, and then what you want to do is you want to look to your far right, so you can see that the price that this level is on is 1.29133. Now I want you guys to take notes and write this down. You want to remember this. I promise you want to remember this. Psychological round numbers. So psychological round numbers, you look at the last three, right? So this is 1.29133. So when you look at psychological round numbers, you always want to round off your monthly key levels to these psychological round numbers. Guys, these numbers work like flippin' magic. You'll see as you watch the training videos how these numbers come into play. So you'll then have 250. Sorry, you'll first have 000, then you'll have 250, then you'll have 500, then you will have 750, and then you'll basically have your nearest 1000. Okay, so if I leave it like that, so if you look at this 1.29133 and you take the last three numbers and round it off to the nearest psychological number, you would round it off to 1.29250, because 250 is closer than 000. It's like so close, like either way, 0.00250, because 133 can literally go both ways. Okay, so all you'll do is you'll then format it, go to coordinates, and you'll say 1.29250, and then you'll go back to star, and you will call this a monthly resistance at 1.29250. There we go. So why is it called resistance? Remember, guys, whenever the level is above the current price, it's called resistance. When the level is below current price, we call it support. Very easy to remember, but so easy to forget. So just remember that when price is below the level, right, it's called, when the level is below the price, when the key level is below the price, it's called support. When the key level is above the price, it's called resistance. So now we have monthly resistance at 1.29250. Once we have it saved, just click it once, go up to this little lock tool and press lock. So now if I try to move it, it's basically stuck there. So now what we need to do, we need to find our second monthly area. So we will continue moving our crosshairs slowly down till we can find another area where the wicks, where 3 or more wicks line up. So if you look over here, boom. Let me actually stretch this up. Just here. Just here. Take this. You can see this is the 3rd of July 2017, August, September, October. How much weeks do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Guys, if you don't see this immediately, understand that you need to make your candles as big as possible, because the bigger they are, the clearer you'll see them. I mean, look at, I'm zooming in, now look how clear you see it. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. So now that we have that, again, what do? We look to the right and we see our support area is at 1.24477. So where's the closest round number? If you look at the last three, 477, the closest one will then be 500. So all we do is we format it, go to coordinates, change it to 24500. We'll then go to star, and we'll then say monthly support colon 1.24500. So okay, once it's done, we click on it, and don't forget to lock. Now guys, a rule that you want to keep in mind is you don't ever want your first two monthly levels to be more than 1,000 pips apart. Let me actually make a note here so you can make a note in your book as well. You never want the first two monthly key levels more than 1,000 pips apart. Here we go. Psychological round number is very important, and also you never want the first two monthly key levels more than 1,000 pips apart. So now that we have our key levels locked, it is time to move on to the next video where I will show you how to draw your weekly key levels.